Okay. And let's get back to this. It's been a hot second since I've done this, but we did beat our rival. What were we at anyway? Alright, policeman 6, we gotta go through all this. So I believe next level cap is 24. So we just gotta beat these guys. Let me turn this down a little bit because the music's probably way louder than me. So same as always. I think we hit them with Leech Seed. Now we Poison Powder. Now let's put Monarch in to gain some levels so that it can be a lead mon too. Okay, and then we gotta level up Zubat as well. Because I believe there are Oddish on this bridge, so the Bulbasaur strats just aren't gonna work. So let's just hit Supersonic. Let's leave Zubat in for the fainting here, and then we'll swap out to Ivysaur again. Okay, actually, let's see. Because I think this thing only knows Harden. The downside is even once we hit Supersonic, there's no guarantees of how we get the knockout with it. But it would be nice to give all the XP to Zuzu. But let's swap in Monarch rather than Bulbasaur, because this should only know Harden. Nice. Okay, we don't have any powder moves on you yet. So we maybe should have just went right to Ivysaur, but Let's slip Zubat back in. Okay, Supersonic again. We're gonna want this back in. Should be 2 ticks this left. Okay, we finished that one off as well. Leave you in for now. That confusion was good damage. Alright, swap. We'll do this guy. And then we're swapping to get Leech Seed going. Oh, the Groud's actually not helping because I'm reducing its attack. Oh, well, it snapped out anyway. Okay. Alright, we'll leave this guy, we'll leave Ivysaur in to finish the fight. And then we're gonna have to run back. We might just have to go into the wild grass and beat up some mons. Just so that we can get Zubat up to a higher level. Not necessarily because that's going to increase its accuracy, but more so just so it can sit on the battlefield in those fights and try and soak up all the damage, since Ivysaur really can't do anything in them. Because yeah, Grass Poison just kind of hits a wall with what we've been doing up till now. So Supersonic's kind of our only damage output at this point. Sad but true, sad but true. Let me see here. We have it asleep. Let's just use Growl PP. Like, this fight's over. It's just time. But I think it's the next one with against the last is where we're going to run into a bit of a hiccup.
Oh my god.
Alright, should be one more after this, and then we finish it off. But like I said, sadly, we are still kind of stuck. In the next fight. So we'll see what we can do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this last has Oddishes, which sucks for us. So I think we'll save and then we'll just reset if it turns out Zubat can't do the job. Okay, so this one we're fine. This is gonna hurt, but we also are almost twice its level. Now we're not gonna fully recover off the Leech Seed, but we'll do pretty well. Well, not that well, honestly. But now we Poison Powder. Okay, then we don't Poison Powder because it misses. Went for Tackle for some reason. That's fine by us, though. Okay. Okay, that's a crit. That sucks. Alright, so now I am going to... This is a little bit of a risk, but we're going to toss Zuzu in. Just so that they pick up the XP from this fight. Okay, and they just reduced our accuracy with Sand Attack. That's pretty sick. So that's no damage, because now I can just swap back into Ivysaur and have Zuzu at full health still. Which is really good for later. So this is going to hurt again. Yeah, that's another 10 HP. Now we should win this, but it gets a little dicier if we run into another flying type out of her. So I'm just going to growl to try and reduce damage on future attacks. See if we can go a net positive for a turn here with Leech Seed now. Okay, well, we went neutral on that. We're not going to get anything out of it next turn, really. Because that's going to be like 1 HP. So the Leech Seed will finish it, but... Yeah, another 10 is going to be rough taking us down. Okay, it's only 7, so we have reduced it a bit. So, yeah, but actually 1 HP. Okay, Zubat didn't quite get there. Yeah, so I am going to swap into Zubat. And then we're going to Supersonic. Okay, and we miss. That sucks. We should resist this, though. Okay, that did nothing to us, so we got a couple goes at this Supersonic. Okay, Supersonic, please. Okay, well, we're really getting punished by that accuracy, eh? There we go. Okay. Now, ideally, this thing takes a couple turns hitting itself, but... Okay, that's 1. How good's its attack? That's not bad. That's not bad. We might as well leave Zuzu in, I guess. Hate to waste Supersonic PP, though. It might be better to just swap this guy out and try and bring them back in. Yeah, might be better to do this. Yeah, let's use Monarch's HP because it could also use HP buff. We don't want to growl because we don't want to reduce this. And of course you do. Okay. Okay. So let's swap Zuzu back in now. That's fine. Once I land a Supersonic, I'll swap you back out so we can fix that evasion. I need you to hit one, though. Okay, you're just reducing my evasion. That's fine, because I think you have a Absorb, and it really isn't going to matter. So hit yourself, please. Nice. Okay, now we put Monarch back in. So let's just String Shot to burn some turns with a Monarch instead of Zuzu. Hopefully we can get Monarch to have some powder moves soon too. It doesn't help in this fight, but at least then there's something else to click. We just have to keep an eye out for when it snaps out of confusion, so we swap Zuzu back in. Like that. Okay. So we will swap it back in again. We hit Supersonic. Okay, and then let's swap Monarch back out again. Because I just need to preserve this PP, because if this thing keeps... Yeah, so it... The thing is, I'm faster as Zuzu. So even if I had clicked it there, it would have still snapped out after I already went for the attack. So this still actually preserves 1 PP. And since the accuracy on it isn't great, we kind of need to make sure we have every single one. Because we still have 28 goes at it, more or less. A little bit less because there's potential for crits. But... not even 28 goes, because the PP is less than... The PP's on Supersonic is actually like our lose condition here. We only have 11 shots at it left. Okay, we hit. Because I think we need at least 2 more hits from the Audition Confusion. It might take itself on the next one. But like I said, we've also been dropping this thing speed, so there's no way it outspeeds Zuzu, so we just gotta... Okay, so this should take it out, I think. Okay, perfect. Both of you guys, you go to level 11. Do you get anything? I think it's level 12 I'm waiting for with Monarch. You got to level 13, which still gives us nothing as well. Okay. Yes, because we're in the same position now with Bellsprout that we were with Oddish. Which sucks. So, and we've used half of our PP. So, luckily we did hit this first try this time. Oh, and we got the... Oh, that was big damage. This thing is going to be fragile if it hits itself a couple times. That's what, a quarter? Of course it would. Its special attack grows. That's not great, but I'm not too scared. Both the thing, like, I believe I quad resist here and on Monarch, so even with the special attack boost, I don't think it's doing more than 1 damage anyway. At least at a +1. Now, if it gets a little higher, it might be doing more, but if we can get it to hit itself in Confusion a couple times, because this should take us under half. Yeah, so that's in the yellow. Swap Monarch back in. Hit yourself in Confusion again, please. Nice. Okay, we got that roll. Okay, so it only has to hit itself 1 more time. So I'm going to swap Zuzu back in because I have a feeling it's going to snap out either this turn or the next. And if it hits itself, then we just win. Okay, it used Wrap. Okay, downside, I think I am trapped now. Let me confirm. Is Wrap a move that traps me in here? Yeah, I thought so. Okay. So now we will have to Supersonic. It's already confused. Once again, ideally it hits itself here and that ends the fight. Yeah, this is a little precarious now. But also, if we didn't do this, we'd actually be worse off because we wouldn't be able to swap Monarch out until it faints. Okay, we need you to hit this. You missed, that sucks. Okay. I just faint next turn. Let's pop a potion. Yeah, Wrap is actually kind of dangerous. Oh, and we broke out a Wrap. Okay. So if we can hit this, nice. Then we can... If you could hit yourself, that'd be cool. I know you're still setting up. Now that is getting a little bit concerning. I guess I should have swapped out here because we probably need to save the PP. Okay, that's concerning. Yeah, because our only other out at this point without supersonics is a PP stall. Get yourself. Nice. Okay, so that finishes that. Okay, so we got out of that fight. That was honestly as tough as I kind of thought it was going to be. Let me... but it really sucked having 2 grass poisons. Alright, now let me do Nugget Bridge one more time here. I think there is one more lass or something that we're gonna have to deal with like that, but I think this guy I think that next lass we're gonna have the same issue, but I believe this guy we should be able to clear with our normal Ivysaur plan. But let's find out. Yeah, so we Leech Seed first to make sure we can heal. Then we Poison Powder this guy, and then we can move on. Okay, we'll try one more Poison Powder, but we might have to swap out considering we reduced our accuracy. Even just for the next one to come in, because we'll still need to hit Leech Seed on that one as well. Yeah, it might just be better to swap out. Reset accuracy and come back in. So, let's put probably Zuzu in again, once again, just to level this thing up a little bit more. Yeah, that was some big damage, but we don't have a great HP stat, honestly. Okay, I don't think it should go for Sand Attack here. Yeah, so it goes Defense Curl. We'll be faster, so we'll pop a Poison Powder on it. Just try and speed this up a little bit. But ultimately, Leech Seed already puts a clock on this guy. Alright, now we're just Growl to reduce its attack coming in at us. Seems pretty set on using Defense Curl, which is not really relevant right now, my friend. It's not really going to do much for you. So yeah, we got this next turn. We hit Growl. I don't know, maybe they hit Defense Curl again. They really shouldn't, but I'm not really sure why the AI is making certain choices. Okay, Sand Attack is annoying. That's actually the most annoying attack you could have hit on your way out, to be honest. Okay, who are you bringing in? Ekans, so we can't poison, but we can Leech Seed. Let's see if we hit it. Our accuracy is not stellar on this one. Intimidate means nothing to us. Yeah, okay. One defense drops all right, I think. Let's try again because we can land it. Okay. And that's all we're really going to be able to do here, I think. And then this time, can't be switched out. Oh, wait, I'm wrapped. Yeah, so we'll just growl our way to the finish line. Make it so this thing can't do any damage, basically. I can't be poisoned, so there's no real concern about that. The wrap is the only thing it can do to me to damage over time. Wrap would be pretty cool if it wasn't for the fact it initially did damage. But unfortunately it has a base power damage as well. So I can't just like I can't teach any of my mons wrap. So Bellsprout unfortunately is out on that one because it is obviously doing the same thing, damaging over time that I'm doing with Leech Seed and Poison Powder, and it would let me I think the wrap part of it would get around like an Oddish or Bellsprout's like grass poison immunity. Just gives me another out, but fortunately, not an option. You know, because I didn't really plan on people trying to do this when they made the games. This is not how you're supposed to be playing it, from my understanding. Yeah, the defense drops are getting a little concerning because a big crit is gonna hurt. But I'm wrapped, so I am what it is. Yeah, we've reduced this thing's attack so that the defense drops aren't that big of a concern, but a crit wrap would really suck. Okay. We could swap out now to give Monarch some XP. Even if it gets trapped, it's fine. We've reduced this thing's attack pretty good. Leech Seed will heal us up. Yeah, so we're back at full even after what it just did to us. We hit String Shot. This doesn't really matter. What really matters is trying to get Monarch to a level where it gets the powder moves. Poison would be annoying here. Considering I'm also wrapped. Not quite full, but Monarch is stuck in here right now, so we'll just deal with it. We just have to deal with it, but we can handle it. Alright, so I don't remember what this class has, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to do the Zubat strategies again. I think I can sleep powder them though, so that it might be the play to lead Ivysaur and test if I can do that. Because if we can get away with sleep powdering them and then come in with Zubat to potentially have a couple free turns to hit them. And I can't remember what this Picnicker's got. They could be an issue too. Okay, Nidoran is fine. If this is, I think, actually, this might be two Nidorans, so. I believe this thing gets access to Peck. So that might actually be what it hits us with. But I think this is actually now that I remember, I think this is Nidoran male and female. So this one's fine to keep in Ivysaur, but I think the next trainer has some grass poisons in which Ivysaur just won't be able to deal with them. Then let's growl. And then we'll try and swap Zuzu in right as the thing's about to faint. But But if I can also reduce its attack, then even if it wakes up, it won't be a threat. Growl again. Yeah, that actually would have been big damage without the growls. Okay, let's sleep powder so that we can try and safely swap in our Zubat. Like, I don't think it can one-shot it, but if this thing can't even hit it, well, it's like if it's asleep and it can't hit it, then that'd be even better for us. So I think it might have to survive more than just this turn, but we're gonna find out. Okay, no, it was good enough. Okay, so that's down. Yeah, we're gonna swap Ivysaur back in for now. So that we can Leech Seed and Sleep Powder this again. Then we'll do reduce it with Growl again. Yeah, okay, so we're Sleep Powder this again. Okay, and then we'll go back to Growling. And then we'll switch in Zubat shortly. Oh shoot, I meant to swap out. I think this dies here. Nope. It lives on 1. Okay, now we can swap out though to Zuzu. As long as this thing hits Growl. Oh, why would you hit a damage and move? Okay. Do I recover 2 HP? Because that'd be pretty cool, but it might not. Okay, we did. So we're at full health. I think we honestly have enough PP to push through to the next one on Ivysaur. And Zuzu's full health and has done nothing. So I think we can test this. Just to avoid having to run back, you know? Oh, you're just a Mankey. I mean, you're pretty strong, but I can still just Leech Seed you. So yeah, we can just run the full strat on this thing now. Missing's not ideal there. Oh, that hurts. Nice. Okay, so now we got this thing poisoned. So now we should be able to finish this off. Let's put Monarch in because I really want to try and get this thing to level 12. That's resisted too. Not quite. Alright, let's heal, and then we'll go and fight the end of Nugget Bridge. Don't actually get to say what I want to. Alright, Ekans we can handle. We just got a Leech Seed. Dang it. Alright, and we're probably trapped now. Yeah, okay. Not ideal, but if I could land this Leech Seed, there we go. We're a little behind because of that. Now, unfortunately, we won't be able to poison powder these guys. But we can sleep powder to try and get some recovery to offset the wrap. Alright, and now is probably a good time to do a swap in and out. The answer is probably Zuzu. Is that the guy we need to level up the most? And they're right there. Okay, well, that's annoying. Okay. So then let's swap in Ivysaur again. Just because they're better at tanking hits. And we also have Sleep Powder. So let's put this guy back down again. Oh, wait. That was kind of dumb. Well, it's like I knew this thing was going to wake up. Anyway, well... We're Leech Seed here. Let's see if we can get this thing back to sleep again. And then we'll move back into Zuzu again, just to try and reset those defense drops for the next Pokemon. So let's swap back into Zuzu, because I don't want to spread the XP around any more than I already have. Now, Zuzu should level up pretty much no matter what happens here, but... So we have one more go, and then defense drops have been reset. It might Leer, but it might also just stay asleep. Okay, so it stayed asleep. We're going to get the Leech Seed damage. This thing faints. And now we're set up to be able to take out the next one. There we go, level 14. No, that's fine. We can take a Zubat. So we Leech Seed to start with. We should get the full recovery on this, I think. At least 3 damage, I would think. Okay. So we Leech Seeded. Now we're going to Sleep Powder. Now let's Growl a couple times. And then we're going to swap Zuzu back in as well to... It's fine. Okay, so that's even less. We know we'll recover the full health. Which is awesome. Now we Sleep Powder again. And then we Growl a couple times. Sleep Powder. Okay, that misses. Thank goodness the Supersonic missed too. Although we could just swap out to reset. Alright. We'll try for one more Sleep Powder because I think it's only got one more turn before it just dies to Leech Seed here. And then we're going to have to go back and reset everything at the Pokemon Center again because we're going to be low on PP here. So let swap Zuzu in. So they can also pick up some XP from this. Astonish isn't great, but the growls have made this better for us. Okay. It does one more turn, but honestly, it is what it is. Yeah, I was gonna say that's a bug type move against a poison flying. I don't think that's gonna do crazy damage, so we're fine. Yeah, we missed. We really didn't need to hit that though, because this Leech Seed just takes it out. Alright. And then we run back and reset our PP. Officer's still in front of that house, unfortunately. Couldn't remember when he leaves, but yeah, he's still there. I was hoping I could get access to the daycare now, so I could try and use that to level up some of these mons a little bit. Though we gotta be careful with that in this gen, because we don't get the move, remember, till like way later. So if there are moves I need these guys to learn, I do have to grind them up the old-fashioned way. Someone like Ivysaur could stick in there, but they're also like pretty decent as to where they're at this point. So let's see. So our options are fight one of these two for sure. Let's just do this guy. And then the one can Leech Seed. Yeah, this guy's too high level to try and swap in Zubat on, unfortunately. So we're just gonna have to leave the one in here. Maybe we should have just led Zubat, considering I could tank whatever Onyx can do with the switch into Ivysaur. So I might actually just start leading them to start with, and then we can swap around as we need to. Let me just sit here and see what this thing comes out with again. Whether I can risk it. Okay, so that's a Screech. That's just dropping my defense. That's fine, though. So if I get the second Growl off, it's basically the same thing. What are you attacking with? Tackle? Okay, we can swap in a Zubat into a Tackle from an Onix. So let's do that. Let's do exactly that. So you either go for Tackle or Screech. That's whatever either way. I mean, it's not bad damage on your end, but also... Alright, I don't think this thing has a Rock-type move, but it also probably wouldn't have used it on an Ivysaur. But considering this is the only Mon this guy has, let's just safe swap back in, make sure Zuzu's still good to go. Yeah, bind is fine. Okay, so yours triggers first, but then I'm going to recover your 1 HP. 2 HP, I think it was. Anyway, so yeah, we're good. Give Zubat a little bit more levels. So yeah, I don't think there's a way down without fighting the Picnicker. And then I think we fight the other rock trainer, because I can't remember what this other Picnicker has, and it might be something that we can't deal with. Okay. Nidorans. This is another Nidoran one. This is fine. I think the other one might be the one that has grass poisons. Alright. Yeah, that is annoying, but we unfortunately have to take that hit. Now we can't poison this thing, but we can try sleep powdering it. and then doing growl on it. And then I think we take the other one that'll have rock types as well, because that's just a guaranteed fight that the one can win. Okay, let's do a hot swap here. Probably should be getting some levels on Butterfree, considering how close it is to 12, and I think 12 or 13 is where I need it to be. Okay, thank goodness I wasn't paying attention, and I clicked a button that doesn't do damage. Okay, so we have now got that thing confused as well. Let's just put Monarch in to gain some EXP in these fights. Yeah, you're right there. And if it is 12 that I need you for the moves that I need you to have, that'd be good, because then I could stop leading Ivysaur in some of these fights and start leading Butterfree instead. Because I could just try and, it'd be slow, but I could just try and use Poison Powder and Sleep Powder instead. Well, mostly Poison Powder, obviously. Big damage to yourself? Oh, you did do big damage to yourself. Okay, so this thing's just dead next turn. So we're gonna have to put Ivysaur in just to be safe here. We don't know if the confusion's gonna pan out. Defense drop's a little annoying, but we should be able to suffice against a Nidoran female. If it was like a Nidoking or a Nidoqueen, it'd be much scarier, but we'll be fine like this, I imagine. Okay, so you got to 63. Do you learn anything? You don't, so it must be 13. No, we're fine with how we're set up now. Let's Leech Seed here. And I think we just straight swap to Monarch. I think we leave Suzu out this time for EXP. Because if I can get it to get these powder moves, I don't think there's anything else it's really going to need to learn. I can leave Monarch at the daycare for a little bit while I work on leveling up other guys. It will gain levels, and I can kind of get around the fact that I won't be able to teach it moves. But I have to get it to that point. You know what I mean? Guess I probably should have sleep powdered this guy just to be safe. But okay, so you're reducing my defense. That's whatever. Decent ship damage. So let's do this. Or not chip, rather, but like Leech Seed did is doing decent damage. Which I say as if it's not a fixed amount that it's always going to do. But yeah, so we can just sit and soak now. Let's just put this thing to sleep. So we have one more fight for sure after this, and then I believe it is possible to dodge the rest on the way to Bill's. Then once at Bill's, we can just come back without any fights and just fight that Team Rocket Glint instead. Let's Growl to reduce this thing's damage, because I'm not going to swap in Zuzu. So there's no point in keeping it strong for the like damage it can do from Confusion. Yeah, we're just gonna use Growl so that I can save the Sleep Powder PP for the next fight, maybe. Or later fight anyway that I need it for. Because this one, we're gonna be 61 out of 62. I don't think we're probably going down, so... Monarch... Still not enough. Alright, so we'll take you down. Hiker Knob. This guy's got a lot of mons. So, this is going to be slow rolling, but... it's all winnable. Alright, and now we just wait. Nothing left to do for it but that. Oh, I meant to swap in Butterfree on some of this. Okay, that's fine. Leech Seed again. Leech Seed, Poison Powder. Swap Butterfree in. Actually, you know what we should do? We should Leech Seed, Sleep Powder. It's going to be slower, but then we can potentially get a safer switch into Butterfree in and out. So yeah, well, we burned the guaranteed sleep, but yeah, okay, so we're good. Monarch takes no damage. We'll pick up some XP from this fight. And then we swap back into our Ivysaur. You wake up, that's fine, because now I will Poison Powder it. Because I can get I can get Butterfree to have that XP without having to have actually risked anything in this fight. And now we've like sped up our clock. Come on, baby. So it's poisoned. I growl. Alright, so not this turn, but the next one we should get, because now the poison will hit. It won't finish it, but the Leech Seed next turn will. Oh, it's so close, though. It's right there. It is so close. We almost had it that turn. The poison did way more than I thought. Or, like, I guess damage-wise it probably did normal, but, like, the amount of the bar that was left was way less. Okay, so you're going to send another one. I'm going to leave what I've got in here. We're going to Leech Seed again. I recover some of my damage. I've covered, I think, all the damage I took there. I'm going to Sleep Powder you again. Swap in Monarch, swap out Monarch. And then we will win. No, I want Monarch. I can get you to have the powder moves. That would be sick. Because then I'll start leading you. You won't have Leech Seed. But Poison Powder should be good enough. Like, it's slower, but in order to try and help you catch up in levels so that I just have other options in fights. Try and keep things under a level cap here so we can try and play with an actual level cap for this. So that I'm not 100% reliant on Ivysaur. You know, just give us different outs. Yeah, the biggest issue right now, though, is still going to be Erica's gym. So I think what that's going to mean is early Silphco. Oh no, because we can get Silph Scope after we defeat Giovanni and Celadon, right? It's not. We don't have to beat the. We don't have to beat Silphco, I don't think, or do we? Because if I can get Cursing, I was supposed to swap this guy out. I never did. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, because if we can get Ghosts, then we can use Curse from the Ghost, and that functionally acts like a poison as well, and that's probably our best out for Erica. Because we won't be able to Leech Seed the grass types, and a lot of them will have poison typing. So it'll be Erica, and then Koga gets a little annoying as well with its resistance to poison, but I don't believe he has any grass ones. So we can just we can at least Leech Seed and hopefully have Confused Ray on Zubat by then. Because that's another out we have, is if we get 100% accurate Confusion. Now, obviously, Confusion, then you're like gambling on it. One, hitting itself, and then yeah, like you have to first hit, get them confused, and then you have to gamble that they're gonna hit themselves while they're confused. We'll leave you in so we can set it up. Yeah, that's a turn earlier than I would have liked, but it might just be worth doing the swap in, swap out while it's asleep next turn, and then going back in and Leech Seeding. Just for a safer switch, given the fact that we're lower level than it, for it to potentially output damage on us. But we're probably safe considering we're bug flying. This is a fighting type. It's only probably going to hit us with a normal type that's neutral or a fighting type that's resisted. Let's hopefully land that Leech Seed. Nice. Okay. Machop is fast asleep. You know, realistically, we probably could have been switching out when it asked, do you want to swap, put Butterfree in, then swap out, and that probably would have been better than this poison powder, or this lack of poison powder that we've been doing. Okay. I don't know why I clicked poison powder, considering I know I'm faster. I should have just hit Growl. Not that, like, it hasn't really done big damage to us, and I don't really expect it to, but it's just a, like, a waste of PP. So we missed that one. Focus energy. It's a little higher chance of critting now. We're not double, but we're, like, significantly higher level than this thing as well. Alright, we hit Poison Powder. Nice. Alright. Machop is poison. Machop has Leech Seed on it. Let's just growl until the cows come home. And then we'll be out of this fight. And then this is the last one that we would be required to do, I believe. After this, we can get into Bills, get the SS Ann ticket, make our way back this. We're going to go back to Cerulean, heal up, fight the rocket guy, make our way down to the city. The thing is, I want to put Butterfree in the daycare to level it up after it gets the powder moves. I also kind of want to bring Butterfree to the SS Ann, though, to level it up there as well. So we maybe pop it in, get to there, and then turn around. I don't know. So there's nothing really to... we're not going to learn Razor Leaf because we can't use it. Goes Badman, and then... So yeah, so we can get by this guy. Oh, sorry, there's one more that we're required to fight, eh? Yeah, there was no way around this girl, unfortunately. Oh, and it's leading an Oddish. Okay. Yeah, so we have to go with Zuzu. Because you're only out. So we Supersonic. That misses. It hits another Sweet Scent. So we've done this song and dance before. This girl probably has a Bellsprout as well. Okay, I'm gonna need you to hit one of these, Zuzu. If you don't, we're gonna have to try and start some weird struggle contest. That's 4 missed. That's annoying. It's not like our accuracy is being reduced, it's our evasion. Which, like, I don't care, because you're gonna hit us anyway with your moves that you have. Okay, we finally got one off. If it could hit itself. Okay. Annoying. Let's swap Monarch in anyway. Because, yeah, we're right on the cusp. Okay, that's 1 hit. Not bad. We'll use String Shot to reduce speed. I think Zuzu was already faster anyway, but we might as well use the PP on String Shot, considering that we can do it without hurting ourselves, without doing damage. Okay, so now we're like what? Over a quarter, under a third kind of thing. Still going to be a number of hits before this thing can take itself out. Now, I'm not that worried because all it's going to hit me with is Absorb, which is not going to be big damage. Okay, it snapped out of confusion, so I got to swap Zuzu back in. Like I said, our other out right now is Struggle, but like that's gonna take a long time. Absorb has a good amount of PP. Like that's gonna be every mon on my team has to get swapped in at some point for that to happen. And at that point, I'm probably struggling too. Because I am limited in what moves don't do damage on my squad. Only Ivysaur right now has a move set that it can click every one and not do damage. Alright, let's swap out again to preserve our PP on our way of confused. Oh, goodness. I'm not getting the rolls with that, eh? Really hoping, but I probably am not that lucky that it's not a Bellsprout that's in the back here as well. But I think these guys do have Oddish and Bells. Like, I think they have either side of the... Like, they have both those lines because they're the alternates in each game. Okay, we hit Confusion on the first go here. We need a lot of consecutive Confusion hits, though. Because we're still over half right now. So now we're under. But that's probably, what, 4 hits it probably still needs to do to actually take itself out? Maybe 3, but... Okay, well... We are limited in our PP here. I don't have a way to restore it. Yeah, this is when probably catching a second Zubat would have been a good idea. Just to have more PP. I guess the downside is we would have had to try and train one up as well. But let me see if we can... I really need you to hit one of these, Zuzu. Because if we get under half on the first Mon, our odds of being able to take down a second Grass Poison get exponentially worse. I'm wondering if we might want to... Ivysaur's already been in here. Growl, try and PP. I don't know. I don't think we can PP still this thing. Absorb has a decent amount. It's going to take a while. That's a lot of turns. Yeah, and it hit that one. Now, Growl is not going to do anything to impact damage output. I mean, it's only doing 1 damage. Because, yeah. I can't sleep powder this thing, right? But what would the sleep powder doesn't even accomplish anything for us? You know what I mean? Because we have it confused right now. We want it swinging. Because the only way it hits it, the only way it goes down right now is hitting itself while it's swinging at us. Oh, you know what I'm realizing? Growl was a bad play there though, because now that potentially makes less damage on the confusion. It's been confused the past couple turns. I think it's pretty good odds this thing snaps out here shortly. It is not hitting itself, eh? We can't waste that PP. So we just gotta try and absorb some hits here. Yeah, there it is. So we swap back into Zuzu. Now we'll have less than half of our PP. But okay, we do hit this one. That's good. I need it to hit itself right now though. We're just not getting that roll. Yeah, and the little bit of damage it's healing isn't a lot, but that was a waste. That was a waste of PP. That might be the throw there on this battle. Okay. Yeah, I think one, the Growl, but also the amount it's getting back in HP by being able to hit Absorb so many times on me. It's small little... Oh my goodness. Just knock yourself out. Like, I almost want to look up how much PP everything has. To preserve. So, yeah. Sweet Scent is 20. Sweet Scent has 20. Absorb has how much? It's going to be a lot. $25. Alright, this thing did snap out, so let's try and confuse it again. Hit yourself, please. I need at least, I think, probably 3. Oh. Audio went funky there for a sec. Okay. Let's swap this in. Yes, no, yes. Okay, it hits itself. Yeah, I think if I hadn't have done that growl, we'd be in a better position. So, let's just sit here and string shot for a bit. We know it still has absorb PP. Pretty sure. Yeah, I don't think we've been a 45 turn battle yet, so. Right, let's keep Monarch in here as long as we can to just string shot and maybe PP stall this thing out. Yeah, goodness. Like that might legitimately be how this thing goes down, but I don't know how I take down the potential Bellsprout after this. Let me try and look up. I don't know if I can look up all the trainers in Fire Red, Leaf Green or not. But like, I'm pretty sure this thing will have it. And yeah, the annoying part is that's all. Okay, Route 25. No, but there is a second Oddish. It's not a Bellsprout, but it is a second Oddish. So, and we have way less than the resources we need to probably take that thing down. Hit yourself here, please. Well, why would you? Yeah, without the ability to confuse this thing, confuse the next Oddish, we're really in trouble. Also, swapping this guy in kinda was a mistake. And by kinda, I mean absolutely was a mistake that I meant to do. I meant to grab Zuzu here. See if I can confuse it again. I mean, Supersonic just is not a very consistent way to deal this damage. I need another out. So like a curse from a ghost type would be great, but we just don't have that option right now. Could you please hit yourself? Okay, okay, you got poison powder, nice. We don't want that. Yeah, actually we will. Let's put Monarch in. Or have you do the poison powder, and then we'll swap out. Okay, well now I'm in danger. Do I not have Compound Eyes as Butterfree? I do? Okay, well, yeah, so we just missed. On not quite 100, but pretty close. Alright, so now you're poisoned. What am I doing here? Maybe we just swap Sanders in for some XP? Yeah, that's big damage, but if you're only gonna tackle, if you had a flying type move, you should have gone for it here, but maybe the smart area doesn't do. Okay, it did. That's gonna suck. It's not great to swap in my guy here too, but we maybe need to just speed this along. Okay, we're hit a Leech Seed. And then I think our out on the next one is PP stolen it. Which, that's gonna take forever. I don't know what to do here. I probably want to save all the HP. So let's just growl. I mean, the answer is we're gonna try and Zuzu or see if we can get there with it. And then if not, we're gonna use the 1 to PP stall the thing out. Growl unfortunately won't reduce damage output, but swap this in. This is a little risky because if it gusts, we might go down. I mean, there's no way to increase our own accuracy. So, like, we might as well... We only have 5. So, we burned... I will admittedly say I burned 1, but even still, 6 and 5... Like, 5 or 6 was not probably going to get here. On this. So, we're probably PP stalling this guy out if we can. I can't remember if they... Because this has poison point. I don't think Oddish can poison itself here. Plus, I think it doesn't make contact with Absorb, so it's not going to matter. We can't Tail Whip, though. Which I actually think might help if this thing ever hits itself in confusion. Oh yeah, I think that does. Okay. Yeah, this might be the way. We only have a couple chances that it's gonna hit itself. We only have 4 shots left to reconfuse this thing when it eventually snaps out. But if I can reduce its defenses down to -6 before we bring that in again, it might... It's not gonna shoot it. It's not gonna one-shot itself, but it really helps those odds, I think. So let's reduce its defense down as much as possible. I wonder if we just go down with Queen. We just keep reducing it. We just keep hitting this move. Have it burn PP on these other 2 moves that it's got between Absorb and Sweet Scent. Because I have 30, which means it's only 15 other turns after that. This is not helping me. Yeah, I might want to confuse it again, though, because the amount of damage it did the first time is kind of getting erased now by the absorbs. Its defense is pretty bad now. Let's try hitting at least 1. See if we can get a couple of rolls. And then we'll swap Queen back in to try and reduce it more and stall out PP if not. So, we only have 4 left. Okay, we hit this one. Nice. That's important. That's big. If it could hit itself here, that'd also be big. Okay, well, it didn't. Anyway, so now it is confused, though. So I think we swap Queen back in. Hope that we get a hit roll, and we'll keep tail whipping. Okay. It's using Sweet Scent, so it's at least not recovering HP on this. Okay, we do have it minimum defense now. So, I believe this is having an impact on it. Oh, yeah, baby! We're just gonna use Tail Whip to burn PP, considering it's already confused. Alright. Yeah, we got this now. I should have been tail whipping before on this. Okay, it snapped out. We have 3 shots now left to confuse it again. At this point, it only needs to hit itself 1 time. Yeah, it might be worth... If something learns Screech and like a Confuse Ray, that could be big. To like be able to quickly reduce the defense and be able to confuse an opponent, that might be pretty good for this run, you know? Okay, come on, hit it. Okay, so we made we've done that part. Now we just got to finish it off. Nice. Okay, we did it. Green levels up. You're never going to use double kick. Alright, we beat this one. That was scary, honestly. That was tight. Alright, we talked to Bill. Alright, Bill, we fix Bill. Okay, we get the SS ticket. Alright. Yeah, I should have been reducing the defenses on that supersonic on the first Oddish. That would have sped that up so much faster. All right, so let's get back to town now. Let's heal up our PP. I think we should be fine. I don't think these guys have a lot of grass poisons. They're usually just straight poison on the Team Rockets. So we'll fight them, and then we'll have access to go out of here. We probably want to... I think we want to level up Monarch one more time to get a couple more powder moves. But honestly, Poison Powder is really its only damage output one I can think of, unless we can get a Confuse Ray. I really should look up its learn set, I think. Alright, let me fight you. Yeah, you're kind of a high level to do more than just maybe swap in, swap out Monarch right now. But Compound Eyes with the Poison Powder is actually going to be pretty big. Because now I know I missed like the very first time we attempted it, but it should miss far less than it does on Ivysaur here. Alright, so now this guy is set up on... We'll swap Monarch in and out. Yeah, the other... like... Because I want to try and push them to learn as many of the moves as they can. Because I'm going to probably be switch training Zubat. Because I want it to evolve. Butterfree. What's its learn? I want to look up this thing's learn set. Just so I can see what I'm working with. Fire Red, Leaf Green. Yeah, so 14 is Stun Powder. 15 is Sleep Powder. 18 is Supersonic. And I have Compound Eyes, so it's a little bit like... Kind of don't want to take this guy off the team until we get to that point, eh? What about Zubat? Because I don't want to miss those, because trying to get relearn moves in Gen 3 so much more difficult than trying to relearn moves nowadays. Let me see. Yeah, so Zubat honestly isn't going to learn anything until 26 when it can get Confuse Ray. And what level are you evolving at, eh? Try and remember what level. Yeah, so you're not evolving until 22. So I could probably actually do the switch training here on Butterfree instead. And toss Zubat in the box, because it's not going to learn anything. It doesn't evolve until 22. Ooh, that hurt. That did hurt. That did hurt indeed. It's not going to learn anything yet. I think it won't evolve until 22. So we can probably make sure we pull it out before then. And then... yeah. Although, yeah, honestly, we might want to. Because 26, Zubat will learn Confused Ray, but it's not till 28 with Golbat. So what we could do is monitor that one. And then try and... because, yeah, it's 26. And then we can potentially learn it earlier, because I think there's a level cap in there. Well, no, because Erica's 29, and so no, so either way, we would get that before Erica. I'll leave you in for now. We're bug flying, so I shouldn't be that worried about you. Though bug doesn't actually technically resist psychic. It's pretty good damage on its end, but now I'm gonna swap in Ivysaur. Now we are now weak to this, but we're also higher level and it's poisoned, and we're gonna Leech Seed. I maybe don't want to sit in here, but I also can't swap Zuzu in because Zuzu will absolutely die to this thing. The issue is I have Growl, but its psychic moves are all special attacks. Okay, it missed that. That's big. The safer play might have been to Sleep Powder this thing, but I had better free in at the time too, so. Let's just Growl just so that if it is going to continue to headbutt, it's less damage. But if it hits a psychic move, it's going to be super effective. Stab and... Okay, it got us asleep. I mean, we just hit Growl until we wake up. Everything we're doing... Like, we've done everything we can to set this thing up to do damage to it. And low-key, if Ivysaur does end up going down, it is not the worst thing for us. Right? You know what I mean? Because... Oh my gosh, have I been muted the whole time? Well, that's embarrassing. Okay. So... Yeah, we just keep hitting Growl here. Alrighty. So that's fine. We take down them. Alright, let's go pop the Zubat into the daycare. I can't remember how the level up works exactly in this one. Now, unfortunately, we're kind of poor, so like we don't want to get too greedy with how we're doing this. But I also kind of need to test it. And the underground path is actually kind of free steps because we can just go whoop. Whoop. I guess the thing is we could potentially come back for Zubat later, right? Too, because we don't really need it for Surge. We should be able to get away without confusion stuff. I'm trying to remember what Bellsprout gets. Let's just tuck a ball here. I don't think Bellsprout actually helps us in Gen 3 because I think it's... I don't think it gets like any of the powder stuff. It's just Chlorophyll. It's its ability. Gen 3. Fire Red. Growth, Wrap, which we can't use because it actually does damage. Oh, it does get Sleep Powder and Poison Powder. It should have Sleep Powder now, and it gets Poison Powder in 2 levels. So, yeah, we can add this to the team as well. It's kind of decent into Surge because Grass resists what he's gonna do, other than the Sonic Booms, but... Alright, let's fight this one trainer that we have to get out of here. Oh, I should have led Butterfree. Oh well. Yeah, but other than the poison powder, like Bellsprout, I don't think let me check Weeping Bell's moves, but I don't think you're really any better. Ooh, that's Level's a little high for my nonsense that I'm doing. And yeah, this thing's got a good attack stat. Weeping Bell learn set. So I can have Weeping Bell for Surge. Probably good for stats, but probably not for much else. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not getting anything other than... I mean, there's some Sweet Scent setup that maybe comes in handy later for some of these powder moves that we're using, but... It's not, yeah, like, we get Sweet Scent. Might be worth taking just in order to lower evasion so we can be more likely to hit those, but everything else on its learn set is not gonna get us there. You know what I mean? And then let's just sleep this thing as well. We're gonna swap in Butterfree, and then Butterfree can poison powder this thing after. But I think we sleep powder it, we growl at it a couple times to reduce attack, and then we put Butterfree in to try and get some XP off of it. I think that's our best play. Does the thing get early bird? Because maybe the sleep powder is not going to be the best play. If we're a little concerned about that, maybe we poison powder just so it gets the damage now and it's got that ball rolling, so Butterfree doesn't actually have to hit it, and we can just swap through Mons after, so we don't have to try and swap in. I think we do need to get Ivysaur out of here though, because its defenses are dropping. A little concerning on that front. But yeah, if we can swap in to oh my gosh. Oh jeez. I forgot that you were low. Okay, sick, it missed, nice, that's good for us. Hey. Okay, Spirit was hurt by poison. I don't think there's any reason for us to stick around in here. Yeah. As much as I would like to level up Dyson a little bit, I don't think we want to split this XP at the moment. And the poison will reduce it, but I don't think it KOs it. Yeah, I was right. So we'll hit a Growl. Leech Seed will finish this. What do you got up for me next now? Eradicate's pretty scary too, honestly. Hyper Fang is pretty bad. So we got to get the leech seed set up first before this thing does damage to us. Yeah, and there's the Hyper Fang. And I think Butterfree's fragile enough that that would have really hurt. Let me see if I can sleep powder this thing. Swap Butterfree in and out, and then have it gain the XP. So yeah, we want to get Butterfree to... Once Butterfree can confuse, then we're kind of set with it, honestly. Then I can put it in to try... Yeah. 18, though? 18's kind of tough. We're only at 13 right now. That's 5 levels. That's a lot of grinding. Now, we might be able to lead Bellsprout over Ivysaur a bit more, too. I should have gone for the poison powder. Okay, it missed. It was faster, and now it's not. Yeah, poison powder would have been the play now that I know it's faster. Okay, do I think Hyper Fang kills? Probably, but let's find out. Probably, but let's find out, because I am right on the cusp of 14. Now, that's only Stun Sport, which... Okay, yeah, we gambled and we won. We gambled and we won. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's worth putting Dyson in. I think we just go with the 1. I think we start leading the Bellsprout, though, to also level it up at the same time. Over Ivysaur. Ivysaur is just getting too strong. We gotta save Ivysaur for Rival Fight. And then Surge. Because Leech Seed, Poison Powder is a very good combo. But... I was gonna say, that was a lot for a quick attack. Okay. So this will get the finish. We can go to town, we can heal. And then we swap out to put Dyson at the front, I think. I mean, maybe we lead Monarch and we just fight in the wild grass. Yeah, let's swap out one of your attacking moves so I can't hit it. We're swap Tackle for now. And then we're going to swap Sleep Powder in at some point. And then Supersonic. And then you're kind of set for a while once we get those levels on you. Anyway, so let's heal. Grab the fishing rod. I don't know how useful this is because a lot of the like it's funny, non-damaging moves that are actually useful to me are pretty few and far between, and I don't know how many are on water types, honestly. Alright, so we're in the correct town. I'm kind of thinking I want to go back and see how Zubat's doing. We should have led something else. Yeah, I just need to save you for Rival, and then... If I can... Let me just move that around right now while I'm here. We're going to put Dyson in front of you. Because it's the next one, it's the next highest level. Could I potentially toss Bellsprout? Well, no, because Bellsprout, 2 levels, it gets something. Can't remember how much XP. Let's see. Like, this won't be crazy. Okay. Oh, good. It does tell me. Alright, so he's still got a bit of leveling up to do there. It's only grown by 1. It's not until he gets into the 20s where it's going to be relevant to go grab him. So let's do some leveling up here. You know what? We could go back to Nugget to the other route and fight the lower level trainers there. That's risky. That's just risky from the perspective of I don't have Zubat right now. So without it, I can't use Confusion. I can't proc Confusion on anybody, so we'll have to be selective in who we battle against. Let me just take a look at everybody that's there. So I fought last Haley. I can take on Youngster Chad. I can take on Camper Flint. I can take on the Hiker. Is there anybody I can't? No, I think Haley was the only one that was a problem with the Odyshes. Everybody else doesn't look to have grass poison. So since they're lower level, it's probably worth fighting them for some XP. Come back and check on Zubat after. Level up Butterfree and the Weeping Bell. Oh, sorry, it's Bellsprout right now, but eventually it will be Weeping Bell. Get both of them leveled up, and then we can go and fight the rival potentially with a bit stronger team. Not too strong, mind you, because we're still pretty heavy on the weaknesses to fire. So it might be worth fishing just to pick up something that can sort of deal with that. So, right. I only have Sleep Powder right now. Well, let's use Sleep Powder anyway. Okay, Low Kick won't do very much to me. With Sleep Powder, I don't know. We're not doing damage by that, but we gotta get rolling on that. I do get Poison Powder, so I think it's probably actually it's gonna be leading Monarch because Monarch has the Poison Powder, and we might be able to. Yeah, we'll have to see. This is a little trickier because Poison will only do so much. So it's probably going to have to be swapping between the two in order to, especially with Leers. Yeah, especially now that it's Leering, we're going to have to do that to reset the defense drops. Because that amount of damage is pretty close to what I'm dealing with in general. Okay, if it's going to lock into Leer, we might be able to just keep swapping these two. There's also an argument to bring Queen in for her Growl and reduce the attack output. Just don't know if that's the play, though. We might have enough HP to be able to make it through this. There is a second Pokemon, but Yeah, this is not going to do anything, but it burns a turn. Alright, the increased likelihood of crits is a little scary. But I think we just continue as we are. We need to make sure Monarch is in on the next one so that it can poison powder them. Yeah, these guys are a little more precarious without Leech Seed. But I don't have an option for Leech Seeding other than the mod that I'm trying not to use. The crit hurt. That is annoying. Let's do another quick swap. Okay, yeah, that focus energy is really paying off for you, eh? I don't think I can risk swapping either one of those guys in, so we're just gonna have to split XP with Queen now, who will also resist the... Okay, well, a little annoying that they went for a non-damaging move that time. I think we just growl here. So this thing goes down. And then next up is a Geodude. So I do want to bring Butterfree in. It's a wee bit risky. But I need to get the poison powder off, and then we can do some swapping. Yeah, Sunspore is not great, but I guess in the event of having poison types, we can stun them. Yeah, that isn't great. We're going to go heal up now. We can't really risk swapping you back in. We need Dyson also to get some levels here, for being honest. Ooh. Okay, well, we gotta swap some other guys in. Queen is probably our best swap after this. I'm gonna do some growling to try and reduce damage output now. See if we can survive a little bit longer from it. This thing hasn't got the focus energy, so the odds of crits are not as high as in the last one. We're in a bit of a race now. I might be able to win it with growls. Yeah, especially if it's going to choose to take turns off in defense curl. I'm still gaining ground. They're losing ground. But we're honestly doing a lot for not a ton of XP, if I'm being frank. But yeah, we should be reducing its damage output pretty well now. So I'm not that concerned about it. I'm still not swapping in Butterfree. It's got 4 HP. Even with the reduction, it's probably still dying to an attack. So we should get the finish next round. I gotta run back and heal, but at least this is giving us a little bit of XP. Okay, I fought that hiker, but I didn't fight you, right? Oh yeah, Dyson, you still don't have anything. That's a lot of damage. Oh, the crit hurt. Okay, I need you to hit this. Okay, we gotta swap out now. That was so much damage. And this guy's got 2 wands. Fortunately, Monarch's not gonna be able to sit and chill. I don't love the fact my defense is falling. It's kind of negating what I'm doing there. But if you could just keep doing... Nope, okay, you want to tackle... Oh, gosh, that's a lot. Okay, I think we can tackle again. Or not tackle. We can growl again here. Growl one more time. Oh, gosh. Yeah, we might as well just stick it out. I guess I could have swapped out, but this now guarantee... Like, this guarantees more XP to Monarch. And I think to finish the fight, unfortunately, we're going to have to throw in Ivysaur. I just don't see a way around it. This thing's just output way too much damage off the rip. But yeah, if I can get Dyson to also have Poison Powder, that would be very good. Okay, that's pretty dangerous. 15, it's tied with me. If I can Sleep Powder this turn. Come on, let me Sleep Powder this thing. Oh my gosh, I'm going down. It hit 5, it hit the max. Okay, so we swap in Butterfree, so it picks up XP. But we gotta swap. We're swapping into Ivysaur immediately after because that's the only way we can set up an actual damage on this thing. So that's our. Oh god! Why? Why did I gamble? It was, dude, that was no benefit. That got me absolutely nowhere. Anyway. Maybe this thing's faster than an Ivysaur that's like 7 levels higher than it. Who knows? Okay. It growls. That's fine. We don't use the attack stat anyway. We Leech Seed. Alright, so now our Butterfree is going to get some XP off this. Oh, that is big damage. That is scary considering how much I am able to output in a turn. We got a Poison Powder to try and speed it up. I maybe should have growled there. I think we can still get away with... hit it, please. No. Oh my gosh, it crit. Stop, count. You can't count. Okay, it can't count. It can't count. We're good. It crit, but it can't count. There we go. Poison Powder. No, no, no. 2, 3. Stop counting. Stop counting. That was a crit. It's still going? Okay. The fact it was crit that move twice is frustrating. Okay, we got a Growl. Honestly, if Ivysaur goes down here, that is kind of helpful to us. Because it gains no EXP and we win the fight. It's a very real possibility. Not gonna lie. I think it lives through the fight. I don't think we faint here, but yeah, maybe Growling wasn't the play because if we can feint Ivysaur. Okay, well now you're not even attacking. So now I definitely eat the XP. So unless you go big on your Fury attack here. Oh! Well, yeah, if you just crit... I mean, low-key kind of helps. Low-key kind of helps. I have to swap somebody in. Do you have to critical hit? Let's find out. I am swapping you out if you don't. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, so now Dyson and Monarch will get all the XP from that fight. All part of the plan. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Alright, well now we gotta go heal that team up again. Alright, I might call it here soon. It's getting kind of late. Fortunately, progress-wise, we didn't make a ton of progress. Oh, I should have picked the bike ticket while I was in the other town there, eh? But I think I might just do this one more fight and then call it. Why did I lead Dyson again? I know Dyson can't actually do anything. I should have just led Monarch so Monarch can get all the XP. Interesting choice of water gun, considering the fact that I was a grass type previously. Alright. I think we just probably string shot now. Maybe. Or string shot for a couple turns, then we're swapped back into Dyson to eat the rest of the damage output, barring any crits or anything hitting us hard. Like that? Alright, cool. Dyson, get back in there, baby. I might have been able to absorb one more turn, but I think we were risking it. Alright, and now I hit growth. I set up and for a thing I will never use. So yeah, this basically forces it into tackle. If I had a ghost type to swap between, I absolutely would, but we don't, so we can't. Gotta love the fact that it can miss. Alright. Yeah, unfortunately we have 2 levels with Dyson before it actually gets a new move. Okay, if the thing wants to throw and just growl at me, I'll take that. growth. And then this thing passes out to poison. Okay, second crit. A little scary, but we lived. And we took it down. Let's go. Alright, so that's a new level for Dyson. What about Monarch? Nice. I mean, yeah, I'll teach it Sleep Powder, honestly. So, I think we drop Confusion here. And then we'll drop String Shot for... what's it called? Like, it feels bad because Confusion's so good on Butterfree, but we can't use it. Part of the rules I set up. Can't use it. Alright, let's pop in here. Do I think there's only one more trainer on that route now to fight? How close is Butterfree to being able to be put in there, eh? 15. It's 18. And it's 17 for Weeping Bell. I might want to go and get Stun Spore on it, but definitely want Poison Powder on Weeping Bell. Yeah, Supersonic is so far off though on Butterfree. And it's still not great, mind you, because accuracy is still pretty bad, but it's a lot stronger than it is on Zubat. So we kind of do want to try and get it. Okay, let's take down the last trainer here. Actually, there are two. There might be another one after this one. Yeah, I think there was a spinner we dodged too, wasn't there? Okay, once again, why are you leading Dyson? I am just... okay, let's Sleep Powder. I want this thing asleep, and then I'm gonna swap into Butterfree. And then Butterfree will String Shot, I guess, until this thing wakes up. Oh, I don't have String Shot. No, I do have String Shot. I got rid of Confusion. No, we're fine. Yeah, I'll String Shot. I don't want to hit any of the other ones besides Poison Powder. Especially Stun Spore, because Stun Spore would then just lock us out of being able to damage this thing without switching Ivysaur in. Alright, I need this thing to wake up. Okay, it woke up. It's... Oh, because it has priority. Yeah, I guess I should have just been clicking Poison Powder considering it has Quick Attack, right? Just on the off chance, rather than... Because even with its speed being reduced, it could be clicking... It could have woken up sooner because of the Quick Attack. That would have made sense. Alright, so we poison it. Cool. That's it. Job done. I should probably actually swap out Butterfree to preserve its health for a later... Yeah, okay. We got away that turn, but I should probably swap it out so I can preserve its health for the next Mon. So I can Poison Powder with that one as well. Let's just try and only spread the XP with Dyson, if we can get away with that. So we're not quite to half. We're going to click Growth. Hyper Fang is going to hurt since it hit. I can live another Hyper Fang so long as it doesn't crit. Okay, maybe not now, though. I have a lot of room to go before. This might be all XP to Butterfree on this one. think we go down to this. Yeah, I was right. Butterfree can probably live one if it doesn't. It can, as long as it doesn't tail whip. Yeah, it's rough with dice in there. I do feel like Butterfree is probably the priority on levels here, though. Just because I already have everything that I'm gonna get out of Dyson, I can get from 2 other Mons right now. Whereas Butterfree getting the Supersonic faster means that now I'm not 100% reliant on Zubat to do it for me. Yeah, if it wants to quick attack, that's fine. We do go down to Hyper Fang here. I feel like... Oh no, okay, we're good. So I got a Poison Powder this next one, Butterfree gets all the XP. Oh, shoot. Right. We're gonna leave you in... Yeah, I only have 1 out to this, unfortunately, right now. And it really wouldn't matter whether... I could have taken Bellsprout being around. Bellsprout's not going to get any better at dealing with this one either, anyway. We're not going to be able to poison it, so maybe we just hit Stun Spore for the Paralysis procs so that it deals less damage over time, right? Okay, and then we swap into our only answer right now to this. Yeah, I should have thought about the fact that, yeah, Ivysaur is still our only answer to this right now. We have a lot of answers into grass types still because of Poison Powder. We just don't have a lot of answers into poison types besides Leech Seed or without Zubat Supersonic. Now, we are going to hopefully get Supersonic soon on Butterfree. That's not going to be tonight. 18 is just too many levels. Okay, it wrapped me. I'm going to just keep growling at you, though. I'm trying to think. We don't have a great answer into Charizard right now. Besides Outspeed, Sleep Powder, Leech Seed. Probably. It might be worth fishing out a water type, but then we have the downside of having to level up a water type to a usable level against it to sit there and soak on the Leech Seeds. Same thing with its Pidgeot as well. Just because grass is weakened to the flying as well. I've managed to skate through both the fights so far, but they've been pretty close. And unfortunately, our Mons that are like key are both weak to fire and flying. So I'm not really sure how to answer that yet. Because Butterfree, Ivysaur, and Weeping Bell / Bellsprout all weak into it. Zubat's kind of our only answer. That isn't weak, but it's pretty fragile. So, kind of wondering if we evolve it early. And then we just have to do the leveling up to get to... Because we're not going to get Confuse Ray before Surge either way. But we get it for Erica either way so long as we level up outside of the daycare. It's going to take a wee bit longer, but... Yeah, like the biggest issue right now I would say is the grinding. Because we're playing this with no rare candies. Because, like, I can make this work. Like, they got movesets, I can do it. It's just the fact of, like, getting these guys to levels that they learn them at is the annoying part. Alright, I'm not gonna necessarily go... Yeah, okay, so there's that guy as well. It's like, I think there's one more. So we've almost cleared this out. I will go fight that last guy, I guess, before I hop off. Just to finish clearing this. We're also getting some good steps in for Zubat. Zubat's probably gained another level by now. Maybe 2. So, we can go fish him out of the daycare maybe and see where he's at. After we do this fight. Yeah, if I could get Butterfree to 18, then I could potentially grind it up as well. At the daycare. And then that just kind of say, like, the issue with the daycare is we can get levels now, but we can't have them learn moves. So we got to be careful in how we use it. But I don't think my Zubat has gained enough levels to worry about it. So long as this guy doesn't have a grass poison type, we're fine. I don't think he does. I'm still leading Dyson. It does have a poison type. Oh, gosh. Okay, well, we only have, like I said before, we only have one... Okay, well, I wasn't actually trying to run. We only have one answer into this. The 1 is our only answer into poisons. Till I get Zubat back. So I'm kind of hoping he's leveled up a bit. So that I can run him into these guys instead. Yeah, and I think I'll swap Monarch in. Just not... I don't want to pull XP away from Dyson, but I do want to pull XP away from the 1. So it's like a catch-22 now, but I think this is the best play. And then we'll use Stun Spore and String Shot on this guy for a little bit. So that we can hopefully get some paralysis. Like, great speed control here. Stun Spore and String Shot. I don't know how relevant that really is, considering we have to wait till the end of the turn for the damage output anyway, but... Okay, I've got a -2 defense. I do need to keep that in mind. Hopefully the paralysis kind of procs at important moments, though. We'll see. The one upside of now Monarch is it also has moves that I can just click and not have to worry about breaking my rules. Okay, that bite was not bad. We can soak for a little bit longer as Monarch. We can sit in here a little bit longer because I would like to ride it out. Because I think your next Mon is probably a Rattata or something like that. Sandshrew? Okay, yeah, Sandshrew we can work with. We can poison a Sandshrew. So we can actually just potentially have Monarch sit in here and soak that whole fight. Because if we could get that, that'd get them to 16. It's only 2 levels we have to get. Yeah, if we could get them to 16, we maybe run Monarch. We maybe run in the underground for a little bit to see if we can level Monarch to 17 without going to 18, and then we only have to get it 1 level through grinding here. Okay, and then String Shot. Because, yeah, once I have this thing having Supersonic, I've got another out to poison types. If I get Zubat back, we have 3 outs to poison types, as well as, like, Monarch then probably becomes the best Mon, because it can fight anything. It's got an answer for every type. Every type combo. There's nothing that it can't be useful against. It's a little worse than Ivysaur in a lot of cases. But overall, it's probably the best lead into anything. Ivysaur is ability to have both Leech Seed and Poison Powder going makes it the best Mon for this run. But once Monarch has Supersonic, then it can answer the Grass Poisons, and there's nothing that it can't answer. Now, like we've seen, Supersonic is not a great answer into things, but it's something. Like it's a way to do it. Confuse Ray on the Zubat / Golbat is going to be clearly the better path. That is a lot of damage. Let's just swap in. Somebody that has Growl. Queen has Growl, and Queen could use some XP. I don't really know how much I'm gonna use Queen. I kind of am just running it because it has Poison Point on it. So like, there's the off chance that procs, right? Like it does, and it has Tail Whip, which we learned is really good combo with the Confuse guys. So if either one of them could learn a move that reduces defense, we absolutely need to teach it to them. I don't think either one has that in their learn set, unfortunately, so far on the ones we have. But if one of them could learn it, that'd be pretty sick. But I think, yeah, Queen's probably going to be around to maybe set up for those guys. Let me see. Haunter also gets Confused Ray. Like Haunter, I feel like once I can get there, is gonna be a pretty sick Mon. I just have to get there. Yeah, because it can learn. What am I? Let me get the Gen 3 learn sets here. Does it not get? Oh, it does at 31. Because it'll have Curse, which is good. It'll have Mean Look, which actually couples kind of well with Curse. Because I can't remember if trainers will think to switch it out, but Mean Look, Curse, Confuse Ray is pretty good. It does get Dream Eater, but we're not gonna really use that. You know, because can't. And it also has Destiny Bond, which is honestly probably our out at Sabrina. I might just honestly try and stack 4 Haunters. So what are Haunter's speed stats? Like I might just stack a team of Haunters against Sabrina, because we're in like 95 base speed. So if I outspeed Destiny Bond, they come to kill me. We just take them down with us. I like that the Destiny Bond outspeed is probably going to be a strat into a lot of fights down the road. The only issue is, as we get to points where other trainers have 6 Mons, we can't get away with just going 1 for 1, right? But you guys aren't trainers, right? You're not gonna give. All right, so we're heading back to town. So we've cleared Route 25. I think there's one trainer on Route 24. I think you're a trainer, right? Yeah, so we'll fight you. I saw your feet from the grass. You know what I'm realizing? I didn't check what this guy has. There's a world where I can't fight him. And we needed to heal Monarch, eh? Let's hope this thing doesn't go for a damaging move. Okay, it goes for Tail Whip. I think I don't know, I might not be faster. Let's Poison Powder. Okay. So we got Monarch doing the damage. We're swapped back into Dyson to try and soak the attacks now. Well, especially now that we've been tail whipped twice, we probably go down to a Hyper Fang here. But yeah, if we get to 16... That is a big chunk of damage. Dyson, I don't think can just take it. We'll have to see what this guy decides to do here. Because if it just tail whips for like 4 turns, we might be able to just swap into Monarch and back. Yeah, so we might... Is it worth gambling with Dyson here? Oh, Hyper Fang probably kills here, right? Oh, we live. We do need to swap to something else, though. Monarch is risky. It probably lives 1 Hyper Fang, but I don't think it has enough juice in it to try and sit out here through the whole fight that I have left. Because there's still 3 turns. There's still at least 2 turns for this. I'd say probably 3. It's probably going to live on 1. Yeah, or Growl with Queen. Our issue is now everybody that we want to level up is a little precarious. Hyper Fang probably gets the kill here, right? Oh, it doesn't. Queen! Queen, you queen! Okay, Poison doesn't take it out here, right? Oh, it does. Okay, nice. Okay, if Queen had went down, we would have been able to distribute the XP over 2 versus... Okay, yeah, I want to swap. I'm going to put Monarch in and then swap to Ivysaur. Just so Monarch gains the XP, but I know Ivysaur has to be in this fight in order to actually take it down. So you'll go for Bite. That's fine. I'll go for Leech Seed. And now we just sit and wait. But eventually you will go down. Yeah, these fights got a little trickier after I wasn't using Leech Seed as much because I was really getting used to that damage recovery. But we're trying to slow roll our Ivysaur. So we might have to, with it, beeline it to the rival. Yeah, the thing with Ivysaur is we're getting a little precarious with the level cap here. How much we got left versus how high we need to level up some of our other mons. Now, if we can get Butterfree to 18, I don't need to. I can toss it in the daycare and we can start leveling it up that way. Like, so we can pay to play. Like Zubat, we can pretty much take to the level cap right now, given the fact that we don't really need, like, it's not gonna. We might want to take it 1 below so we can level it up into Golbat before the fight. It's not gonna be stellar into the fight, and we don't really need it because nothing that Surge has can't go down to our current Poison Powder Leech Seed strat. So we don't necessarily need to proc the Confusion. What we do need is Bellsprout to also have Poison Powder. So we need to get that extra level onto Dyson. But yeah, if we can get Poison Powder, I don't necessarily need Stun Powder. It'd be kind of nice to have. So we might not toss them into the daycare yet. But then I don't think there's anything until Sweet Scent with Weeping Bell. Because then that'd be pretty... Sweet Scent will be very good with evasion and these powder moves. I think our biggest issue is the two gyms we're going to face after that are a poison gym and a psychic gym. And my grass poisons kind of both suck into that. Like the poison gym is all right, but the psychic one's kind of rough. So it's probably more so a haunter play, but E4 maybe reduce the evasion. It might be. I don't know if it's the issue is it has the same typing as Venusaur, and I don't know if the evasion reduction is worth the fact we lose Leech Seed for recovery. So let me see here. Butterfree, you're at 16. Butterfree needs to get to 18, so we need to... But we don't want to go to 18. We'd only want to take it up by 1 level to get to 17. And then we got to level it up in battle. And then we'll have Supersonic. Because yeah, I don't really think Whirlwind's worth it. We don't have rocks. Don't have anything to kind of set up with right now. Perhaps we can get Stealth Rock or Spikes or something, and then we can Whirlwind. Like, because honestly, that might be a play, but the issue is Whirlwind is a move where it always goes last, so it's not like we're going to outspeed, but we might be able to. Let's take it out for now. Okay, I need room. Deposit. Let's put Paris in there for now. I also should probably just grab a Meowth with the amount of steps I'm going to be taking. Okay, we get Suzu back, and then we're going to deposit Butterfree. We only want to raise it by 1. But if I can skip this 1 level... Even if I can just skip 1 level, that'd be pretty good. Alright, so let's go down to the underground. We'll run back and forth, and then we'll go and check. Because we don't want to go 2, we just want to go up by 1. Pick up Supersonic. And then... I guess take it to level 22 maybe. 22 would then also put us within like a reasonable level to go into the SS and with it in. Because then we can still pick up Whirlwind. Because it might be worth that over... I don't really know what it... Okay, let's go for another Jaunt here. I forgot the fact it's not a fixed rate at the daycare either. So yeah, we definitely want to pick up some Meowth so that we can start using these steps for pickup as well. Okay, considering 1 go back and forth didn't get us there. Going back and forth twice here won't take us up by 2. I think the biggest thing is the fact that we have to like go up and down again. No, I need the level. I'm not taking it back yet. Okay. Alright. Let's go back and forth a couple times here. Yeah, I'd say the biggest issue is probably the cost of leveling guys up like this. If I go pick up a Meowth, we might be able to use pickup to offset that. Yeah, I was thinking it was like a fixed amount still, because I swear that's what it's like in later gens. It's just a fixed amount no matter how many levels they gain. So I was like, oh yeah, if it's fixed, we can do it. But if it's going to be 100 base plus 100 per level, then that gets a little trickier, especially if we're trying to catch someone up really far. Okay, that's the one. We only need the one. Yes, give me it back. I guess the thing is, does this thing... Well, one, it's healed. Oh, we could have... we can take them almost right to the XP. Kind of tough to make. I'd have to actually be like doing step counting to properly measure that, but... Okay, well, Monarch is now at a level we might be able to... We just gotta get one more level. And then it's gonna be set. We can level that guy up. Alright, so let's do this. I was gonna say I can sell my revives, but this is not actually like a Nuzlocke, so I'm probably gonna actually use those E4. So used to just being able to sell them, but we do have at least one nugget we can sell, and that's 4 levels. So that's not bad. The issue is we are playing a balancing act in this game. Antidote, repel, we probably want to keep that. We can get rid of the star piece though. That's a decent amount. We do have 2 rare candies, but I kind of want to save that. And we can sell this nugget for 5k. So that does kind of help with this plan. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could have farmed the rocket guy for with the nugget glitch, but... Alright. Let's just make sure we're healed. Then we'll save, and we will... deal with this next time. I might, yeah, I'm not gonna probably play offline, but... And I can't do that next time, but... Because I gotta get some of these guys to the levels. But if we were to, in the next one, get people to levels where we're not planning on teaching them any moves, I might do the guy off stream running back and forth because it's not super exciting to watch. But unfortunately, no gym challenge today. We still gotta get things set up. But thanks for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, night, whatever it is. I will be back tomorrow, probably 8:30 p.m. EST. Likely gonna do Stardew Valley. Maybe do this. We'll see what I'm feeling.